So, how old were you when you realized that you had a gifted voice? Not just good, but that you were anointed.
You know, it, I started singing at 8, and I was really being like when you think spiritually. When I would sing, I was being moved. I would be really moved. My first song that I sang was by James Cleveland, which was a big artist, gospel artist, like back in the day. His song was "I Don't Feel No Ways Tired." Mary redid it, but I would weep on this song when I would sing this song, and I would notice how it would kind of take over the congregation. And I kind of, by the time I got 12, I kind of knew that I had a gift that was kind of unusual for like a lot of the other kids that, we was always running around and playing, but a lot of even the grown people took it serious. So it kind of made me take awareness to what was happening, like with the voice. So I didn't know that it was I was anointed, but I was thinking like, oh, I got a special gift.
Okay.
So,
what made you decide to, I guess, pursue gospel as a career, as opposed to kind of just working your ministry in your own church and your community?
well, taking gospel, I believe because it was my foundation, and it was kind of all I knew. Because in my household, we weren't allowed to listen to, as then it was called, the blues, or secular music. So with my mom, it was like gospel or no way at my house. I would hear different songs like with the Isley Brothers, and it was like some other artists. When I was growing up at home, I was, when I was with my siblings, I would hear those other secular songs. So I didn't really know. I knew like the vamps, but I didn't know like all the lyrics to the songs. In other words, so I don't. So I think it's just all I knew. I know it's kind of went around, but it's all I know.
So who would you say are your biggest influences? Who did you listen to coming up?
It would be more gospel artists.
Yeah.
So, of course, and then with Aretha, she would probably be the one that would stand out the most that you would hear that was a secular artist. To me, she was just an all-around artist. But I would say James Cleveland, the Clark sisters, were kind of like big. Walter Hawkins, Edwin Hawkins were like really big. Andre Crouch. When we were coming up, they were like the known artists that stood out then.
Okay. And how did you meet Tyler Perry and become a part of the Madea family?
How did I meet Tyler? Actually, David went, and we had finished singing with Kirk Franklin and the family. It came to an end. So one of the promoters that we had worked with that did a lot of the touring with us, David called him after that ended with Kirk, and he was like, do you know anything that's going out, any plays or anything? And he was like, yes, I know this up and coming writer. So David took frequent flyer miles, flew to Chicago to meet Tyler. And at the time, we ain't had no money like that. You wasn't just jumping on no plane and just going somewhere. So he went and met Tyler, and he was like, we would love to be a part of your production if you, have anything open, and do I need an audition? He said, but only one thing is my wife, we kind of come as a package. So he told him he knew of the music that we sung, while we sing, and then different songs that I sung, Don't Take Your Joy with Kirk and The Lamb of God. And that kind of got me in the door. So actually when I first started with Tyler Perry, I was coming on just as David's wife, carrying a cake with some plates. And I didn't even have a role. I just told him, I'll sing for you all day long, but I'm not an actress. And after that, something happened, and he was like, this other young man quit. He was like, okay, so your role as Cora, as Mr. Brown's wife, is no longer. You're going to be my daughter, Cora. So, and I took on the other part and they kind of switched the role, just put the different name on the role.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I met him. That's how it took off.
Okay. How do you feel about this being his final farewell tour of Madea?
Oh, it's a bittersweet thing for Madea. I've been having, they call me the audience, I'm the cast audience member, because I'm laughing like the audience every night, because I'm just really having so much fun. It's been over 10 years since all of us have been on stage together, And it's just been some remarkable things that's happened on stage. I mean, just spontaneous. Of course, you know, they improv and every night adding and this stuff, and I'm just laughing, but it's a bittersweet. And, you know, we kind of telling people, y'all write in, tell them you can't kill Madea. So, but it's really a bittersweet, and I kind of hate to see the old girl go.
Yeah. What's your personal favorite Tyler Perry play?
Ooh, I would probably say we started at first with I Can Do Bad All By Myself is when the actual character was created, when all of us were, you know, came to part, you know, with Madea, Mr. Brown, and Cora. I mean, and it just took wings. And I was looking at it at somebody's house the other day, and I really think that's the funniest one because it's like in its innocence, it was being born and not knowing that this iconic character would be coming about. I mean, we never knew that this thing would take off like this. And over 20 years, he's written with just that one character, pretty much, is Madea. Right. I mean, he's played other characters, but you know him as Madea.
Right.
And, you know, it's just like David trying not to be Mr. Brown. People, wherever we go, and now, it used to be black, but now it's white, so he looks like Mr. Brown all the time. So, you know, and I tell people about Cora, we're one of the same. Tamela and Cora, my attitude and the way I carry myself as Cora is Tamela. So I can do bad all by myself.
Okay.
I'm giving you a lot more to work with.
Yeah. What would you say you're gonna miss the most about touring with your fellow actors and playing Cora on stage?
Oh, just being on the stage. Just like now, coming back after, you know, really establishing myself as an artist and coming back to the place is, it's just like, it's the instant gratification that I'm gonna miss, because it's like, you know, if people like it right off the top with the laughter when you see a play. It's different than a movie. It's like you kind of have to hear it through the grapevine. But with a play, it's like, here it is, bam. I like it, I love it. It was all right. You know, you get all that right, you know, right then.
Would you ever be interested in doing more theater and other plays?
I would. I think I would like to do a Broadway show. I'm putting that in the air, but I think I would. I would like to do it to just have that, to be able to say that I did a Broadway show, and I think I would love it because I don't think it would be as hard as what it is. Working with Tyler is like fast, quick pace. You got to be on your P's and Q's at all time. And Broadway is more structured. I would just like to try that for a little bit.